Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night by a sharp, tight pain in your leg? Maybe your calf locks up out of nowhere, or your toes curl uncontrollably, and no matter what you do, stretch, stand, massage, it just won't let go right away. It's like your body is trying to tell you something, but what exactly? Leg cramps. Annoying, unpredictable, and sometimes downright painful. They seem to sneak up on us at the worst times, when we're resting, relaxing, or just going about our day. And the truth is, most of us brush them off. We figure it's just a normal part of life. Maybe we blame it on sleeping wrong, walking too much, or not stretching enough. But here's the thing, leg cramps are rarely random. They're often your body's way of sending a message, and it's time we started listening. In this video, we're going to explore what those leg cramps are really trying to tell you. And more importantly, we'll look at a few powerful things you can do, starting today, to reduce how often they show up and how intense they feel when they do. Whether your cramps are a once-in-a-while thing or a nightly nuisance, the good news is, you don't have to just live with them. Let's start with one of the most common, and overlooked, causes, dehydration. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, I drink enough water, hang on a second. Because hydration isn't just about how much water you drink. It's also about how well your body holds onto it, and how balanced your electrolytes are. When you sweat, even just a little, you're not just losing water. You're losing sodium, potassium, magnesium, all those tiny minerals that help your muscles contract and relax properly. And when those levels dip too low, even slightly, cramps can hit hard. Think about it. Maybe you were out in the sun, doing yard work. Maybe you had a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, or something salty to eat. All of those things pull fluid out of your system in different ways. So even if you don't feel thirsty, your muscles might be, and they'll let you know by seizing up. One simple way to help? Add a little pinch of sea salt or a splash of electrolyte powder to your water once a day. Eat foods rich in potassium and magnesium, like bananas, avocados, spinach, or even a handful of almonds. These small changes might sound basic, but they often make a world of difference. Now, let's talk about circulation, because tight, undernourished muscles are another big player in the leg cramp game. When blood flow slows down, whether from sitting too long, poor posture, or just not moving enough, your muscles don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need. They start to tighten, spasm, and send pain signals to get your attention. This is why cramps so often strike at night, when you're lying still and your circulation naturally slows down. But even during the day, if you're sitting for long stretches, say, at a desk, in the car, or watching TV, your muscles can get stiff and trigger those familiar twitches. A few easy ways to help your circulation? Move your body, even just a little, every hour. Wiggle your toes, roll your ankles, stand up and stretch for a minute or two. If you sit a lot, try elevating your feet sometimes or using a foam roller to gently massage your calves. And if you're feeling ambitious, a quick walk after dinner can work wonders. Another thing your cramps might be hinting at? Fatigue, not the kind where you need a nap, but muscle fatigue. You might be overworking a certain muscle group without realizing it. Maybe you started a new workout, changed your shoes, or spent more time on your feet than usual. Even small shifts in your daily routine can overload your muscles, especially if they're already tight or weak. When this happens, muscles become more prone to cramping as a way of saying, "Hey, slow down. I need time to recover." The fix isn't to stop moving, it's to stretch, rest, and strengthen smartly. Gentle calf stretches before bed, a short yoga session in the morning, or even just using a tennis ball under your foot to massage tight spots can keep your muscles happy. There's something really empowering about understanding your body's signals, and leg cramps are no exception. Instead of treating them like random annoyances, we can start seeing them as early warning signs. Little nudges that tell us, hydrate a bit more, move a bit differently, slow down when needed, and maybe pay closer attention to what's going on under the surface. And let's be honest, when we feel those cramps kick in, it's not just about the discomfort. It's also about the frustration. The feeling that our body is doing something we can't control. But the truth is, with a few simple shifts in your daily habits, you can take back that control. You can move through your day and your night with more comfort, confidence, and ease. Now that we've talked about hydration, circulation, and muscle fatigue, let's look at what else might be contributing to those unwanted cramps and what you can do about it. We've looked at hydration, circulation, and muscle fatigue, three big players behind leg cramps. But sometimes, the issue goes a little deeper. And one of the next major clues your body might be sending has to do with imbalances, especially in your diet. See, your muscles don't work on water and movement alone. They need fuel. Not just calories, but nutrients. And unfortunately, modern diets, even ones that seem healthy on the surface, can sometimes leave us running on empty when it comes to key vitamins and minerals. Things like magnesium, calcium, B vitamins, they all work behind the scenes to keep your nerves and muscles communicating smoothly. If that connection gets fuzzy, muscles can misfire. They get confused. They cramp. Magnesium, in particular, is one of the most overlooked nutrients when it comes to muscle function. It helps muscles relax after they contract. Without enough of it, your muscles might stay stuck in that tight, painful position. And here's the kicker, most people aren't getting nearly enough. Whether it's due to stress, poor soil quality, or just not eating enough magnesium-rich foods, a low magnesium intake is incredibly common. So what can you do? Start by adding more leafy greens to your plate. Spinach, chard, and kale are great. Pumpkin seeds, black beans, and dark chocolate are other sneaky sources. You might even consider a gentle magnesium supplement. Just talk to your doctor first, especially if you're taking any medications. And while we're on the topic of nutrients, don't forget about calcium and vitamin D. These two work as a team. Calcium helps your muscles contract, and vitamin D helps your body absorb and use that calcium properly. If you're low in either, you might start feeling it in the form of tightness, twitching, or yes, cramps. If you're someone who avoids dairy or spends most of your time indoors, it's worth checking in on these levels. A quick blood test can give you some insight, and in the meantime, foods like salmon, eggs, fortified plant milks, or a little sunshine on your skin can go a long way. Now, here's something that surprises a lot of people: medications. Yep, something as simple as the pills in your cabinet could be playing a part in those mystery cramps. Diuretics, blood pressure meds, statins, even some common allergy or asthma medications can deplete minerals like potassium or magnesium or affect how your muscles function altogether. Of course, I'm not saying stop taking your medications, far from it. But if you're getting regular cramps and you've ruled out the usual suspects, it might be time to ask your doctor or pharmacist if your meds could be playing a role. Sometimes, adjusting the timing or dosage, or adding a supplement alongside, can make a big difference. Now let's shift gears for a moment, because beyond the physical causes, there's also something more subtle at play. Something we often overlook in the rush to find a fix. And that's stress. You might be thinking, what does stress have to do with my legs cramping in the middle of the night? Well, quite a bit, actually. When you're stressed, your body shifts into a kind of fight or flight mode. Muscles tighten. Breathing becomes shallow. Circulation changes. And over time, this state of tension can become your new normal, even when you're trying to rest. Chronic stress drains your body of magnesium. It affects your sleep, which is when your body does most of its repair work. It even messes with your hydration levels by increasing cortisol, a hormone that tells your kidneys to hang on to or let go of fluid in different ways. All of that creates the perfect storm for cramps to show up, especially at night, when the body is finally trying to relax. One of the best things you can do to lower your risk of stress-related cramps? Breathe. Really. Deep, intentional breathing sends a powerful message to your body that it's safe, that it can let go. A few minutes of slow, deep breaths before bed, or a short meditation in the morning, can have a ripple effect throughout your entire day. Stretching helps, too. Not the kind of stretching where you bounce or push hard, just slow, mindful movement. Try a simple calf stretch before you crawl into bed. Roll out your feet with a tennis ball. Gently raise your legs up a wall for a few minutes to help with circulation. It doesn't have to be a big routine, just enough to tell your muscles it's okay. You can release. And here's another often overlooked piece of the puzzle, your sleep position. Yep, how you sleep can either help your muscles rest or keep them in awkward, cramped positions for hours at a time. If your toes are pointed down or your legs are hanging off the edge of the bed, your calf muscles stay shortened, which makes it more likely they'll cramp up. Try sleeping with a small pillow under your knees or slightly elevating your feet. Wearing socks to bed can also help keep muscles warm and relaxed. The bottom line? Your body isn't trying to punish you with cramps. It's trying to get your attention. And once you know what to look for, hydration, nutrients, circulation, stress, medications, posture, you can start responding in ways that actually make a difference. You don't need fancy gadgets or extreme changes. Just small, steady shifts that respect the messages your body is sending. There's something really empowering about that, realizing that you don't have to feel helpless when those cramps hit. That you can tune in, take action, and start to feel more in control. Because when you respond with care instead of frustration, you're building a relationship with your body based on trust. You're saying, I hear you. I've got you. Let's keep going, because there's still more to uncover when it comes to what your leg cramps might be telling you, and how you can take even more steps to prevent them before they strike. Now that we've talked about hydration, nutrients, medications, stress, and sleep, you might be wondering if there's anything else left. And the answer is yes. Because leg cramps aren't always just about what's going on inside your body. Sometimes, they're about how you're using it. Let's talk footwear for a second. Believe it or not, the shoes you wear, even during the day, can have a big impact on what your muscles feel like hours later. Maybe you're someone who loves to walk a lot, or maybe you're on your feet for long stretches of time. If your shoes don't support your arches properly, or if the soles are too flat or too stiff, your legs and feet are doing a lot of extra work to stabilize you. That tension doesn't just disappear when you take your shoes off, it stays in the muscles, building up quietly until it finally lets loose in the form of a cramp, often right when you're trying to sleep. Even going barefoot too much, especially on hard floors, can strain the tiny muscles in your feet and calves. So, if you've been dealing with recurring cramps, try switching up your footwear. Look for supportive soles, good arch cushioning, and maybe even try orthotic inserts. And when you get home, treat your feet with a little love, a soak in warm water, a gentle massage, or some easy stretches. Now, there's another piece that sometimes gets overlooked: nerve health. Muscles don't just cramp on their own, they take orders from the nervous system. If nerves are irritated, compressed, or not functioning properly, those messages can get scrambled. That's when you might start to feel twitching, tingling, or cramping, even if you're otherwise doing everything right. Things like sciatica, spinal issues, or even poor posture at your desk can put pressure on the nerves that run down into your legs. And over time, that can create a pattern of discomfort that shows up as, you guessed it, leg cramps. If you notice that your cramps are always on one side of the body, or they're accompanied by numbness or shooting pain, it might be worth looking at nerve health more closely. Gentle yoga, stretching your back and hips, and improving how you sit during the day can make a world of difference. And if things don't improve, it's always a good idea to get checked out by a doctor or physical therapist who can assess what's going on beneath the surface. But here's the most important thing I want you to take from all of this: your body isn't broken. It's communicating. Every cramp, every ache, every tight spot, they're not signs that your body is failing. They're signals. And you have the power to respond with curiosity instead of frustration. You see, so often we're taught to ignore pain, to push through it, to numb it. But when we stop and listen, really listen, we give ourselves the chance to grow, to heal, to adjust course before little problems become big ones. And when you start treating those cramps as conversations instead of curses, everything shifts. You move from feeling like your body is working against you, to realizing that it's always been working for you, asking for help in the only way it knows how. So, where do you go from here? You start small. Drink an extra glass of water in the morning. Add a banana or a handful of leafy greens to your lunch. Take 5 minutes to stretch before bed. Get curious about how your body feels after a long walk, or after sitting too long, or after a new pair of shoes. And then, keep going. One good decision leads to the next. And over time, these simple actions start stacking up into something powerful. Before you know it, the cramps are happening less. Your legs feel more relaxed. You're sleeping better. You feel connected to your body again. And even if they do come back from time to time, because life is never perfect, you'll know what to do. You'll have the tools, the awareness, the confidence to say, I know what this is. And I know how to help. Because that's what this is really about. Not just avoiding discomfort, but stepping into your own power. Learning to care for yourself in ways that are rooted in understanding, not fear. In kindness, not punishment. And look, I know it can feel overwhelming at first. You hear all these tips, and you think, where do I even start? But you don't have to do it all at once. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Little by little. One thoughtful step at a time. You've already done the hardest part, showing up, paying attention, and being open to learning more about your body. That matters. That counts. And it's something to be proud of. So if this video helped you feel seen, understood, or more hopeful about what your body's been trying to say, I'd love to hear from you. Maybe you've discovered your own trick for stopping cramps in their tracks. Share it in the comments. Or maybe you're just starting out, and this is your first step toward better health. Either way, I'm cheering you on. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to stay connected and keep these conversations going. There's so much more we can explore together, and I'd love to be a part of your journey. Here's to stronger steps, calmer nights, and a body you can trust to carry you wherever life takes you. You've got this. And you deserve to feel good, not someday, but starting today.